So this is part 2 on reviewing the latest charging accessories from Baseus, since in my previous video I looked at the colorful and powerful Pico Go series, which featured plenty of nice accessories, having primary focus on the iPhone 16's 45-watt charging capabilities. So you might want to check them out as well. And this time we will look at their more seriously themed business lineup, the Nomos series. Well, that's just my approach, but from the black holographic boxes to the sleek and shiny product design, it surely looks that way, as maximizing functionality here looks to be the primary focus. And here from the Nomos lineup we have 3 products: the Nomos 140-watt 5-in-1 desktop charging station, the Nomos 45-watt power bank with Qi2 wireless charging support, and Nomos 1.5-meter 100-watt retractable cable. So let's start off with the Nomos 45-watt 10,000 mAh Qi2 power bank, which is quite similar to what we saw from the Pico Go series, but with some things changed here and there. With now featuring a slightly bigger and heavier housing, it has also gained support for Qi2 wireless charging, featuring a little built-in kickstand as well. The practical built-in USB cable is still there, now being integrated within the sideline, but this can no longer be used as a carabiner. You get the same 45-watt maximum wired charging output as on the Pico Go series power bank, and you can recharge the power bank itself at 30-watt fast charge, either through the integrated cable or the USB-C port, but with the gain of magnetic wireless charging capability, you do lose the USB-A port here. And this design seems to align closer with one seen on the Pico Go series 5000 mAh Qi2 wireless charging power bank. So while the overall build quality is pretty sturdy, the housing is still made from plastic rather than metal, which would be my preferred choice of materials here because it was really well executed on the 5000 mAh one, but it would probably also add more to the overall weight, making it even heavier. The main signature design element throughout the Nomos series products is the shiny reflective cover, which looks really beautiful, reflecting the light with a deep blue tone. But the primary takeaway with this finish is the fingerprints, as it is a total magnet of those. So you would have to clean it all the time to keep it looking sleek, which was less of a problem on the Pico Go version, with the surface being kind of frosted matte. And another takeaway with these shiny surfaces will be the scratches, especially with the material being plastic. With a mirror-like reflection like this, expect the scratches to become quite noticeable over time. And under this reflective surface you will also find a digital display, the display's percentage and charging indicator, and you can also switch it to display current power draw with a click of a button. So overall it looks and feels really premium, and with 10,000 mAh now, it will keep you going for longer when you attach it to the back of your phone by adding some extra bulk, while also having the ability to go wired and even recharge multiple devices at the same time. Now on to the next product, which has really taken the place as being my new favorite product, as I just can't hide my daily excitement on how practical it is for me. This is the Nomos 140-watt 5-in-1 desktop charging station, and as the name suggests, it can charge up to 5 devices at the same time, featuring a foldable and extendable Qi2 wireless charging pad, 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port, and a built-in 80cm retractable cable, which is probably one of my favorite parts for keeping the desk organized. So really enough ways to charge nearly every device you own, which while being very practical might create a mess on your table. But the cool thing about this is that it is really a full-fledged charger attached with an AC cable rather than relying on another power brick. And as you can decode from the product name, it is capable of 140-watt total power output, and not only in total, but via single USB-C cable as well, thanks to the freshly adapted Power Delivery 3.1 standard. And currently there aren't that many devices out there yet that support charging with wattage this high, but it should be pretty good for recharging a higher spec MacBook Pro as well. But keep in mind that this is only possible with the first built-in USB-C port, which is marked as Type-C 2 port, as the other ports including the built-in retractable cable are capped at 100 watts. So this is where the Pico Go magnetic cable comes into play again, since to take the leverage of that 140-watt power, you also need a capable cable, and this one can do up to 240 watts. The wire is pretty thick, and I really like how it clips into place with those magnets to avoid tangling inside your backpack. And I have not even gotten to the most interesting part of the charging station, which is the digital display, that again hides behind the signature glossy Nomos cover. So with this you are able to see the total power draw of the charger being delivered on all ports real time. And by pushing the side button again, you can switch to a more detailed power view of every available port and charging method. It displays the wattage on each of them, as you can also see the voltage and amps being provided on each port. So I'm not even going to use my USB tester for this one, since it has all the needed metering built in already. And as I mentioned, this really made my desktop charging much easier, providing a really high power output with minimal footprint and no cable mess, because the retractable cable works really well here. And with the charger being on the heavier side, having rubber feet, it is pretty stable on the desk surface and it does not wobble around when you pull out the retractable cable. Of course, the added Qi2 wireless charging pad is really handy for supporting your phone while working. And last but not least, Nomos series also has its own 100-watt retractable cable entry, featuring the same glossy Nomos finish circle on the front, while rest of the housing is matte black. And compared to the free-to-pull series I looked at in the previous video, this one is much bulkier and slightly heavier in the hand, so it may be better for using with a laptop and a power outlet nearby. While having larger dimensions, it still provides the convenience of having a pretty long cable with you, without the long tangled wires. Oh, and the whole pulling mechanism is much more smoother now, with less aggressive pull motion, probably due to being adapted to the extra cable weight. So there you have it, the Baseus Nomos series, a really nice charging combo pretty much covering all your charging needs, whether being stationary or on the go. It really adds to that business class feeling with having top of the line tech packed in, paired with some nice looking finish, even though it might be a little bit unpractical in the long run. And in case you want to pick any of these up, then you might still be in time for the ongoing Christmas sale, which you can find down in the description below. Hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe with the notifications enabled, not to miss out on any videos, as I have something really interesting coming up. So, Merry Christmas and see you in the next video. So there you have it, homeboy. So this is where Mr. Who's the Beast comes in play.